Hey guys, so in this video, I'm going to walk you all through the new controller sensitivity settings that Epic just added to Fortnite. Now, before you say, but Jarian, aren't you a keyboard and mouse player? You're right, I am. But the goal of this video is just to explain all the new sense options, which I personally think I can do very well. Plus, I did play on console for 3.5 seasons, so deep down, I'm a controller player at heart. With that being said, and my PS4 controller plugged in, let's dive right into these changes. The first thing you'll notice when you now go into your Fortnite game settings is the normal controller sensitivity options are grayed out. Everything from your X and Y controller sense to your ADS, scoped, building, and editing sensitivities are all locked. The reason for this is because your new updated settings are on the tab over. At the top, you can see the page even says controller sensitivity. These initial settings you'll see are only the basic ones. They include look sensitivity, ADS sensitivity, build and edit mode multipliers, and finally, a setting to use advanced options. We'll get to that in just a quick second. But a quick note on the basic settings is that the maximum build and edit mode multipliers is now 5.0. You probably won't ever have it that high, but it is something to keep in mind. Also, all the settings, both basic and advanced, will have a white line somewhere in them. This white line stands for the default value. Other than those small changes, the basic settings are very straightforward and simple. What we care about though are the advanced ones, which I recommend each and every one of you to enable. After you turn those on, Fortnite will give you a warning saying to take caution and that bad settings can hurt your aim. Just accept it and you'll then be given all the new in-depth settings options that Epic just blessed us with. The important thing to understand is that by enabling these advanced settings, L2 spamming and having your crosshair snap onto the target will no longer work. Instead, you'll get much stronger aim assist, allowing you to track players more easily. That's really the big trade-off when switching to the new settings. I will show how to go back to your old settings and enable the old aim assist, but again, I highly advise you all to try out the new one. Anyways, once you have the advanced options enabled, the two basic settings at the top will be locked and get grayed out. This is because your look sensitivity has gone from one basic option to 6 advanced options down here. All of these make up your look sensitivity alone. And the same thing happens to your ADS sensitivity. It becomes the advanced ADS or aim down sight sensitivity with a ton of new options you've never had before. The section at the bottom is advanced sensitivity, meaning it's for both your look and ADS sensitivities. What I think you should all do right away is go down to the last part and click Copy Legacy Settings button. When I do that, the settings I previously had here all get changed, and that's because Legacy Settings refers to the settings on the other tab that have been grayed out. I have all of mine on the lowest possible values since I don't use them, but pay attention to what they are. They're all 0.1, which should translate to 10% in the new settings, right? Wrong. My new advanced horizontal sense is 7% and advanced vertical sense is 9%. That's why it's very important that you use the Copy Legacy Settings button rather than converting them yourself. These percentages are slightly different than the decimal values from before. Alright, now let's dive into the specifics of each and every setting, starting with your advanced look sensitivity. Look horizontal speed is simply how quickly your view rotates left and right. I think most of you guys know this, but this is also the same thing as your X sensitivity. For this, you should use whatever you feel comfortable with. There is no optimal or best value. After that, look vertical speed is how quickly your view rotates up and down. You can call it your Y sensitivity, and just like your horizontal sense, there is no best sensitivity here. Next is where it starts to get a little tricky. Your turning horizontal boost. Fortnite describes it as an additional left or right rotation speed applied when the player's look stick is fully deflected. Using this boost allows for quicker turns while maintaining look precision. Essentially, this is a boost that's applied if you hold your joystick all the way to the side in either direction. Quick epilepsy warning because I'm going to be spitting a lot. but as you can see from my white, bony hands, when I hold the joystick all the way to the side, I get a boost so I can turn even faster than my normal sensitivity allows. You see how my joystick is all the way to the side, the furthest that it can go? That's the only time the boost can be applied. Let's say you have the horizontal boost at 100%. This means when your joystick is pushed fully to one side, your normal look sensitivity will double. A horizontal boost of 0% would be the opposite. So when your joystick is fully deflected, there's no boost at all, and your sensitivity is the exact same as your normal look sensitivity. Their intention with this setting is to allow people to do more 360s and 180-degree turns with ease. This will be really helpful if you play on a low sense to hit shotgun shots, but still want to be able to spam build quickly and to turn around to protect yourself. Most pro controller players really like this setting for that reason, and I've seen them put this anywhere between 1% and the recommended amount of 16%. Turning vertical boost is the exact same thing, except it's for when your joystick is pushed fully up or down. This is a little harder to notice because you can only look so far up or down until it makes you stop. Remember though, 100% means your sensitivity will double after your joystick is all the way locked up or down, and 0% means there's no boost or acceleration at all. Most pros have this as the same as their turning horizontal boost, which is anywhere between 1% and 16%. The second to last advanced look setting is turning boost ramp time. What this is how long it takes for the boost to kick in. Of course, after your joystick is fully deflected. So the boost we just talked about does not kick in immediately, unless you set the ramp time to 0.00 seconds. Instead, from the moment your joystick is fully deflected, it will take however long you put the time as for the boost to be applied. If you have it on say 1 second, you'll see and feel a slight delay from the time your joystick is in one direction till the time your boost and acceleration kicks in. If you don't want any delay, then set it to 0.00 seconds, and as soon as your joystick is fully deflected, you get the boost. From what I've seen, most pro players have this as default or anything less than it, as I don't see any reason to have it above 0.2 seconds. The final setting in this section is an option to turn instant boost when building on or off. This is the same thing as having the boost to 0.00 seconds, except it's only when you're in build mode. I could see this being very useful because you can have your normal look sensitivity set to a 0.2 second or 0.5 second ramp time, but as soon as you switch to build mode, there's no delay because the ramp time is now 0.00. With this setting off, however, your turning boost ramp time while building will be the same as your regular look one. All in all, definitely try it out and see if you like it on or off. The next big section is your advanced ADS sensitivity, which will be a lot shorter since it's the same exact thing we just saw applied to when you're aiming down sight. Right off the bat, ADS look horizontal speed is simply how fast your crosshair will move right to left while ADSing. This is not a multiplier or percentage of your normal look sensitivity. It's completely separate. ADS look vertical speed is how fast your crosshair will move up or down while ADSing. Nothing new or game changing here. Next, ADS turning horizontal boost is the same boost you get while you're holding your joystick all the way down to one side, but this time it's for when you're aiming down sight. Say I have this on 100%. Then my ADS sense will double when I lock my joystick to one side. When I have it on 0%, then my ADS will be the same even when my joystick is locked to one side. I could see this being useful if you have an opponent to the side of you while you're aimed in. With an ADS horizontal boost, you can just hold your joystick over and get that extra acceleration. Compare that to what you'd normally do by aiming out, repositioning yourself, and aiming in again. This setting will definitely come in handy. ADS turning vertical boost is the same thing, except when your joystick is fully deflected up or down. This may not be as useful as the horizontal boost because you can only look so far up or down before it stops. Last in the advanced ADS options is ADS turning boost ramp time, aka how long it takes for the ADS turning boost we just looked at to be applied. Of course, only after your joystick is pushed completely to one side. If it's at 1 second, it will take a full second after my joystick is fully deflected for the ADS boost to kick in. And if it's at 0.00, the boost kicks in instantly from the moment my joystick cannot move anymore. For this option, anything between 0 and 0.2 seconds is pretty popular, but find what works best for you. Now, onto the final section, named Advanced Sensitivity. At the top is look dampening time. This is how long it will take to reach your normal look sensitivity after putting any initial input on your joystick. Dampening time is not the time for the boost when your joystick is fully deflected. That's completely separate, and that's the boost ramp time. Dampening time is the time it takes for your normal look sensitivity to be applied when your joystick is first moved and not fully deflected. So say you play on 80% with a 1 second look dampening time. It will take 1 full second when you look anywhere to reach your normal 80% sense. The other side of this is 0.00 seconds, where it's instantly at your normal 80% sense. The point of this dampening time setting is to allow for players on high sensitivity who feel like they have trouble making small adjustments to make those small adjustments. So if you play on 100% X and Y, you can still make small adjustments if you have some sort of dampening time, as your sense won't instantly be at 100%. Look input curve is an interesting one. This is how your controller's input is processed. Exponential is like an exponential graph that starts off flat and then rapidly increases. In Fortnite, this means smaller stick movements have less of an effect than bigger ones. You can even see, when I move my joysticks a little bit, it'll be on a slower sensitivity. This way, I can make smaller adjustments when aiming with an AR or SMG. But if I move my joystick a bit more, my sense will go faster and faster. This is what it's always been and what you're used to. The other option is the new one, and it's called linear. This uses your raw input, which means whether you move your stick a little or a lot, it will always move at the same amount, which is your normal look sensitivity. Personally, I don't see linear being that useful, since most of you guys do play high sense on controller. You still should try it though and see what you like more. Aim assist strength is pretty self-explanatory. You always want this on 100%, and Fortnite even says they do not recommend you to lower it. Use legacy look controls you have off, but you can turn it on, and what this does is it allows you to use the old aim assist, and you can use your old settings on the other page. So remember how these were grayed out? Since you're using the legacy look controls, they're no longer grayed out, and you can change them and use them however you want. Finally, copy from basic settings copies the defaults for the 2 grayed out basic settings at the top of this page. It takes those and fills it in with all these advanced options. And then copy from legacy settings copies your settings from the tab over like I just showed before. Overall, these new advanced settings are very interesting. I know many pros love them and have been destroying people with their aim now, but there are obvious trade-offs. If you're used to spamming L2 and relying on aim assist for close range engagements and box fights, then this will not feel as good. My advice is to try it out for a week, see what all the pros are doing by then, and at that point, make your choice. So, if you guys enjoyed the video and think I explained these settings well, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and to turn on post notifications. Thank you to everyone using code Jarian. My giveaway ends in 1 week, so go to my Twitter as soon as possible and enter. Otherwise, that's it from me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.